Hello, how is everyone? Happy Thursday. I guess we're on Thursday, huh? I can't even. I'm just goofy right now. Oh, hello. Let's see who's here. I'm not paying any attention. I'm actually quite distracted. Let's see. Thank you. Let's start by saying thank you to Lipoelastic for the custom graduated compression. They really feel so good. And here's my latest top from Buff Bunny collection. It's funny because I believe the color of this top is actually called Sapphire. And I always think of sapphire as blue. But in any case, hold up. Let me flip this around. Because look at the cute. Oh, I can't. Okay, you got it. Look at the cute back on it. Really cute. Anyway, so I am jumping on today because I just had, the universe. I'm going to take these off for a second. How many? And I am going to put the comments off so I'm not distracted. Hold on a minute. Because I've got a lot to say right now. And yes, my lipoelastic leggings, custom made. They have the zipper. Excellent. And they really make my legs so much softer. And I think my scale went down 2.5 or 3.5 pounds. I can't remember, between yesterday and today. And so my first thought was, oh my God, was that because I had my lipoelastic on all day as well? Because I did. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, I am going to turn off the comments. So let me just say, wow. I don't know, what is it? It's like noon, a little afternoon right now. And it's been a good morning so far. Today is the second to last day of my son being done with the 8th grade, but he is home for these 2 days. And so that's it's just mind-blowing that we're already there. But spent a good portion of the morning actually with a contractor talking about a bunch of different projects and things and ideas. And of course, at the end, I asked, so do you guys have any type of social media do you have social media? Do you work with influencers? What's your social media strategy? And unfortunately they didn't. So that was too bad. But, so of course the guy asks, why? And I said, well, because, I have a social media following, and at this point, I always have to ask. And so he says, oh, what is your account about? And I said, well, I'm a plus size model and I have this disease, lipedema, and blah, blah, blah. So I went on to tell him, and I know we're not in Lipedema Awareness Month yet, but it's coming. So this was a divine intervention for sure. Absolutely no question about it. So I said, well, it's a disease that affects, so listen up. So here are some of the main characteristics. If you haven't heard it, listen up. And if you might know somebody, tell them to forward this live to them. And keep in mind, I have my badges on, so I know if you want to support me, you know how to click that button. Okay, here's what I can tell you. So lipedema, it affects, that we know of, it affects over 11% of women worldwide. Okay, so we have that. It is generally, it is most often misdiagnosed and undiagnosed and rarely diagnosed. Okay, so although it's not a rare disease, because I believe a rare disease is if 9% or less of the population has it, this is rarely diagnosed. And on top of that, most medical professionals don't even know about it, let alone the regular layperson. So that's what I'm doing. I'm here to educate, right? Lipedema Advocacy is my game. So in any case, here it is. Generally, as an overarching, if you want to fit in a box, but none of us fit in a box because we're all different and everybody has a different symptom, everybody has a different co-condition, everybody has a different experience, but some of them are very similar. So as an overarching generalization, typically you have a smaller body, a smaller waist up, and a bigger bottom. Generally, you have an additional layer of adipose tissue that is from your belly button down, and it generally affects the hips, the buttocks, the thighs, and the calves. Traditionally, the feet are spared, and in 50% or more of the cases, the arms are involved. Quite often it is characteristic of if you have like columnar like shaped legs. So, you know, you've heard the term cankles. If you have a wider ankle, that is usually characteristic. And some people also have kind of the bracelet effect at their wrist. So that is also a little puffy as well. It can be seen in all places throughout the body. The abdomen is being more diagnosed as involved lately, it seems. Quite honestly, I just got, although I have a fairly, I have a fairly straight neck. I just got diagnosed with it in my neck. Which is kind of interesting because I always would say, what is this lymph node? What is this bump here? And then anybody who knew about lymph would be like, there's no lymph nodes there. I'd be like, well, mine is swollen. Well, no, it wasn't. That's my lipedema. So they feel like nodules under the skin, anywhere from like grains of salt or to like me, and I guess bigger as well. They feel like, so if you felt my upper arm, see the part that's hanging there? If you felt that, it would feel like you were manipulating a bag of pearls. That's the size of mine. And then typically what you'll see is a cellulite type expression in the skin that commonly most occurs on the buttocks and the thighs. I used to think, I was told when I was very young, on my first fast, medically supervised fast, I was told that if you drink plain iced tea, like plain black iced tea, no sugar, no anything, that dehydrates you and makes you have cellulite. So I thought that I had cellulite from drinking unflavored, unsweetened tea. Not so much. I had lipedema. Who knew? But now we know and we can move forward. Typically, you will find unexplained bruising in any of the areas. So most commonly it happens in the legs because most people have lipedema in their legs. If they have lipedema, it's maybe some people are spared in their calves, but in any case, typically there's bruising that just can be sporadic. And then there are lots of co-conditions that happen. So you may realize, that Karen and I talk a lot about hypermobility. That's part of being on the hypermobile spectrum of Ehlers-Danlos. There's arthritis that often pops up. There's people sometimes have Derkham's disease as well. People which are more of the fatty lipomas that happen throughout the body. There are, oh God, I'm missing a whole slew. Typically, at certain stages, lymphedema will present as well. And that would present generally in kind of swollen hands and swollen feet as you get past a certain stage. And this presents itself generally in puberty, pregnancy, or menopause. In my case, it was congenital. They are finding, they found some aspect of a gene last year, and they're still working on that further. So, in the coming future, we're going to learn more about what the different situations are. As I have this, this is another classic, is lobules. So this is called a fatty knee pad. I used to always call it baby knees. That's a typical thing. When you're in a later stage, and especially if you've had weight loss. So those of you who know, I used to be way bigger. And so I have a little bit of looser skin than maybe the next person. Like, had I always just been this weight, I probably wouldn't have that much of a flag there, because the skin was so stretched out. But it also will look like kind of hanging bubbles. And then of course there's the look of cellulite or lumps and bumps. And of course it feels lumpy and bumpy under the skin. It is often tender to the touch. And so if your cat, my Charlie, he's 13 pounds. If he jumps on me with his legs, I'm like, ow, that hurts. Or now my son, when he goes to grab my arm, and I'm like, ow, that hurts. So these are things that are kind of hallmarks, that are kind of the, main things. If you're used to exercising and you can't change, your shape is never changing. That's because this particular disease is resistant to diet and exercise. So if you go on I went on the medically supervised fast, and sure, I shrunk my regular fat, but then nothing else happened after that. So I was still left with the same shape. It didn't change at all. It just got smaller because whatever additional fat there was, there. I think those are the main overarching, things, that commonalities that I just wanted to remind people about. So if this is now something that you think you might have, or somebody who could benefit, have them reach out. I would be happy to have a personal conversation and see if I can help guide somebody in direction for next steps, whether that's like diagnosis or what people find is helpful. As you know, movement is key. If you're following me, movement is key because that helps the lymphatics. This is this is what I forgot to say. It has been established that this is a connective tissue disorder that has lymphatic involvement, meaning it doesn't necessarily work or it's being impaired lymphatics. There you go. Because of these extra, this extra layer of diseased nodules that are under the skin. And additionally, it's classified in a fat disorder as well. So it's got a little kind of a three-prong at this moment. There is not a cure at the moment, and the typical ways to help are to have a non-inflammatory eating style. So whatever that means for you. For most people, I would say within the lipedema community, I would say that most people find that carbs are not their friend. So whether that means they follow a low carb, a whole foods, a paleo, a keto, the RAD diet. These are things that people have found success with in reducing their inflammation and their regular body fat. In addition, movement is key and essential. And just we learned on one of our lipedema roundtables yesterday, even if it's just some type of action that is moving your foot and your calf, that gets the whole process, that gets the whole system moving. And so that is very helpful on a daily basis. So, walking is a phenomenal thing, or if you're just sitting at your desk and you're pumping your feet onto your desk all day long, that's fantastic. I think those are the main key points that I just want to reiterate, bring about while I was, meeting with this contractor, and said why I was interested in knowing about whether or not they work with influencers. The contractor said, well, what is it that you do? And I said, well, I'm a lipedema awareness advocate and a plus size model. And so, and I explained a little bit, and he's like, I think I might know somebody with that. And I was like, okay, so this is a divine intervention of why we're here together today. Maybe we'll work together with the contracting piece, but this is so much bigger than that as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, it just reminded me, I haven't really said what lipedema is in a while. I know I've talked about, some of my struggles lately, and we'll be talking more about that in the coming June. But for now, I just wanted to say this is lipedema, and nobody is sent to you by accident. We are all connected, and we're all in it together. So I hope that this is a memory jogger, or this educates you to realize, oh my gosh, this is a thing. And, one of the things that, I try to express to my, male followers who are interested in women with this type of body shape is that, very well, she may not know that she has it. I've only known since 2017. So in my lifetime, that's really recent. And it is, I use that example of, maybe you meet up and, you go to give her, you go to grab her arm to pull her in to give her a kiss, and she's reaching her arm away. Well, guess what? It really probably has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the fact she inherently knows that that is going to hurt her. She doesn't know it, but she knows, she can associate, when somebody grabs my arm, that doesn't feel comfortable to me. So I don't want you to do that. She likely doesn't know why, but these are things that, hopefully this type of grassroots awareness creating and advocacy is going to help people realize that this is a huge, 11% of the population is a huge, huge piece. So this is not just something that, some woman on Instagram talks about. It's an actual, it's an actual issue that many, many others actually really deal with. So I'm very thankful that I have been able to, turn it around and come out of hiding myself, because, there were many years where there was not, that wasn't the case. And so, representation matters, and I am just kind of happy to be here with you all, and I hope that it's helpful, and, there's that. So, let me see. I think maybe there's a question about lipedema. Let me find out. Hold on. I gotta throw the glasses on. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. I do always appreciate that. Yes, lipoelastic, that's what I'm here for, spreading awareness. What helps with swelling in the feet? What helps with swelling in the feet is doing those leg pumps that we talked about, walking. Certainly if you're able to walk. Certainly if you're not able to do that, raising your feet. So like for instance, last night I raised my feet on the top of the couch so that they are higher than my heart. It is... Yes, I am Beth. Somebody is asking, am I Beth? But yes, I'm Beth. Hence, Curvy Girl Beth. Just saying. So there are other modalities or things that people do. Swim, water exercise is phenomenal and kind of almost essential. People do... rebounding. They do rebounding. They do vibration plating. I haven't been on mine in a little while with all these knee, back, neck things going on. I have had to turn that down for quite a while now, and I miss mine. There's dry brushing. There's manual lymphatic drainage. Of course, there's wearing compression, especially graduated compression. There is, some people are using massage guns. Did I say manual lymphatic drainage? I don't remember. That's another one. Let me think. What else? What am I missing? What else is in my toolbox? I think those are the main things that I am thinking of. Some people use infrared lights. I think that's kind of the main overview of stuff that occurs. So that's what I have to say, bring to the forefront, remind everyone about. And although thick thighs do save lives, they are sometimes painful and they get in the way. I don't even worry about my chafing thighs anymore, or those coming together. My knees are the problem for me. So that creates there's also a lot of instability that happens. Maybe, you think of it as klutziness or that kind of thing, but it's really actually a physical thing. It's also very heavy. Does not, weighs much more than regular fat does. So regular fat, if you grab somebody's arm, it feels like butter. It feels very soft. This is not that. It doesn't feel like that. I think that's kind of in a nutshell. Obviously, we'll be talking more about all of this in June with lots of different people. So, but until then, I hope that this is helpful. And like I said, should you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a message, reach out, and that's it. You, of course, you can find me here on Instagram, obviously. I'm YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest, all at Curvy Girl Beth, and soon to be Amazon, coming to Amazon soon, and also Cameo. I'm on Cameo. So guess what? If you need a greeting, I know, graduations are coming up. I know Father's Day is coming up. If you need somebody to get a shout out, feel free to leave me a request over on Cameo, and I will get that taken care of for you. So thanks so much for joining in. Thanks so much for joining the journey, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.